Just waiting for people to come in. Gonna have some live trivia tonight with some pretty cool giveaways or prizes. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. And I don't know if the notifications are going out like they should. There's been some issues on YouTube with the notifications, so I don't know if mine's went out yet. Sometimes they're not going out, or sometimes they're going out late. Hi, Pete's Little Homestead. You can hear me and see me. How are you tonight? Hello, Where to Begin Homestead. How are you this evening? Hello, Okie Grower 75. We're going to play some trivia in a little bit. We're going to hang out and wait for some more people to come in, and we will go over the prizes, and hello, Grow Something with Jeff. And then we'll start the trivia. We always give a little bit of time for everybody to get in here. Thanks for coming by, Grow Something with Jeff. Hello, Wickershire Project. It is trivia night. Are you ready? Need coffee. Hello, S&G Mill. Yes, Where to Begin Homestead. It just started raining. It's not raining very hard, though. It's just sprinkling a bit. What seeds we have in the ground is gonna soak that up, and hopefully they're gonna sprout out soon. We planted almost our entire garden except a few things, and the neighbor's cows got out twice in the last week. And luckily we didn't have anything out of the ground that they wanted to eat. We had tomatoes and peppers, but they didn't bother those. Some radishes and some very small cabbages. They stomped down where we had put the seed in the ground, but they didn't stomp down any of our plants, thank goodness. And hopefully our seeds are still going to come up. We'll see. Yeah. Oh no, that's what I thought. In the middle of the night, cows walking in the garden, trying to chase them back to where they belong. And another neighbor's pigs got out, but they never got to the garden. They stayed in the woods, and they came and got them all put up so they wouldn't destroy anything. They would have rooted up the whole garden. It would have been a huge mess. Oh, sounds like it's pouring down rain now. No leash law on cows and pigs. Well, these cows probably could have been tipped if they were asleep, but they were on the move. Hello, Julie. How are you this evening? Glad you could make it. 9 cows from over the mountain went right through the garden. Yeah, I don't know why they were attracted to the garden like that, but as soon as they got out, that's where they headed to. How do you tip a one of a kind cow? I do not know the answer to this riddle. Unique up on it. I like that. Anybody else got things planted out in the garden yet? No, lots of people are still in cold areas. There was a nursery going out of business close to us, and Vince hauled pots they were giving away all day today. We have a massive number of pots to plant stuff in, anywhere from probably half a gallon to 5 gallon pots. We've got tons and tons of them. Oh no, you put 3 dozen plants out. Now there's a frost advisory. Yeah, right. Grr. Maybe you can get them covered so it won't hurt them. You know, we planted all our tomato plants and then went and bought drop cloths from the Dollar Tree, the plastic ones that you put on the floor when you're painting. And we bought all they had and covered all of our plants, all 227 tomato plants, and we only lost 12 when we had our big freeze. Last week? Last week or the week before. I believe next week my video comes out on that, but it worked and we're glad. Yeah, it was on, they just posted on Facebook Marketplace that the nursery had went out of business. They sold the property and they needed them gone. Come haul them away. So he's been hauling pots all day long, and I think he's, excuse me, I'm gonna go back tomorrow and get some more. Right now they're just stacked up, but at some point in time we would like to have a greenhouse just for nursery, not just to grow for ourselves, but to sell plants. So we hope that we could use them at some point. Pete's got potatoes, tomatoes, and beans out. Yeah, it don't get better than free where to begin homesteading. Yeah, Mother Nature is all willy-nilly right now. Just doing whatever she wants. We've planted corn, tomatoes, peppers, green bush beans. We've planted cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, eggplant, yellow squash, acorn squash, what else? Zucchini. And that may be all. We still have to plant our pole green beans, our okra. Oh, and we have radish, beets, carrots, onions, garlic that we planted. I think all we like now is our pole green beans, our okra, and we also are going to we're going to session plant our corn. So once this corn gets up, we will plant more corn behind it. So, and it'll be a different type of corn, and it won't pollinate at the same time. So we won't have to worry about cross pollination. Put potatoes in yesterday. Oh, that's another thing I have to plant. I have sweet potatoes I need to plant. But I'm going to plant those in a kiddie pool. I planted those last year. And okay, Julie. I planted our sweet potatoes in a kiddie pool last year. They did pretty well. And I'm going to do that again. And I think I want to plant some red potatoes just in a big bucket. And those big buckets pots that he got today. Some of them are just huge, and I'm gonna use some of those to plant some potatoes in. And then on our property, because we're not there all the time, I think we're going to just plant something that doesn't take a lot of maintenance. We're just going to plant probably a field of corn and just let it go, or maybe partial melons and partial corn. Because pretty much once you get those in the ground, they sprout and you get them some fertilizer. You don't have to mess with them again until it's time to come back and harvest them. And we're not up there all the time, so I think that will work out well for us this year up there. We got all the things growing. Well, we're trying. If we can keep the cows and the pigs out of the garden, we are definitely trying. What kind of potatoes did you plant? Grow something with, Jeff? Hello, Allison. How are you? Are you ready for some trivia, Allison? We're fixing to start it here shortly. I think I want to plant red potatoes or the golden. I don't know if they're called golden or yellow potatoes, little bitty potatoes. I think they're called golden potatoes. I really like those little bitty potatoes. They're really yummy. Oh, yes, please. Everybody hit the thumbs up. It does help us out a little bit. Lets YouTube know that you like what's going on here and you like some trivia. Thanks for coming in, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Hope you're doing okay this evening. You like all the potatoes? We probably won't grow a lot of potatoes just because I'm planting them in, well, the sweet potatoes in the kiddie pool, and the other potatoes will be in great big pots. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to dig them out of the dirt. I just want to turn the pot over and pick up the potatoes. So we probably won't plant a lot of them. Jeff planted red Norland potatoes. That's the little bitty potatoes, right? Little red ones. Man, those little things are so good if you cut them in quarters and put some olive oil on them and salt and pepper and just put them in the oven and bake them. Ah, they're delish. Got lots of tomatoes up potted. Cooking supper. What are you cooking? Something good? We just had a quick supper and had hot dogs tonight. I'm hoping we don't have to up pot any more tomatoes. We've got so many in the ground, we don't have to do any more. They look like medium-sized potatoes on the bag. Like those, I guess they're about medium-sized potatoes that I like. The smaller ones, they come about that big to about that big. The red ones that I'm talking about. Ooh, grilled chicken breasts and steamed Asian veggies. That sounds good. I should have came to your house and ate tonight. Hello, Tom. Thanks for coming in. We're just hanging out a little while, waiting for everybody to get in here. Did anybody get a notice that I was going live? Um, I wasn't sure that they're working because they either either have not been going out or they go out super late. So I just wanted to know if anybody got a notification that I was going live because I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube right now. They stick with you. Yeah, potatoes will stick with you for sure. Pete got one? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that something went out. Great. Okay. Jeff got one too. All right. Well, we're going to give it about, I don't know, 4 more minutes and then we will start the trivia. If you guys didn't see, I'll let you know what you're playing for tonight. So, Grub Terra, if I can get this over here, you guys can see it. Grub Terra, these are black soldier fly larvae. They are sponsoring the live with this tonight for someone to win. And my chickens really dig them. They like them a lot. So if you have chickens, that'll be great. If not, I don't know, maybe you can dip them in chocolate and eat them yourself. I have no idea. And this book, Root Cellaring, Natural Cold Storage of Fruits and Vegetables. And it just tells you about how you can make, well, storage trenches, earth pits. If you don't have a root cellar, it tells you how to make makeshift root cellars, I guess is what you would call it, to store your food. And what food can be stored, etc., things like that. So if you want to know how to store food in a root cellar or cold storage, this is the book for you. And then I do not have a picture of the irises, but I have, my mom has some purple irises. It's on the video that I did this morning about this live. There's a picture of it on there. There's a picture on our Facebook page underneath the live where it's talking about the live on our Facebook page. But if you want to see a picture of it, you can go there and see it. But we're giving away some bulbs to that iris. It's a great big purple iris. It's really pretty, but it needs to be thinned out. My mom said, hey, you can give away some of those bulbs on your live. I said, great, I'll do that. People will love it. So that's what you're playing for tonight. And the top winner can choose what they want. The first place winner can choose the book, the larva, or the bulbs, and then the second place would get to pick, and then the third place you're just kind of stuck with whatever you have left. Hello, Along the River Homestead. Glad you got to show up. If you dug a root cellar, it would be an indoor swimming pool after the first rain. Well, I'm not sure, Wickershire, that it says anything about what you can do for rain in one. I don't know. I haven't looked through. I think it tells you how to put a French drain in, though, to keep the rain out. I don't know if that would be good enough where you're at. Yeah. Yeah, it shows how to put in a, I don't know if you can see that, French drain for a root cellar. That might be something you could do. I'm not sure. But it has measurements and all kinds of good jazz. And then it shows you how to make smaller ones and bigger ones, and one the size of a 5-gallon bucket if you just had enough stuff to fill up a 5-gallon bucket. So maybe everybody can learn, or everybody, whoever wins the book can learn how to do that. Some properties need a full cement seal. I could see that some properties would need that if it didn't, if you had a large amount of rain at one time, or if your soil didn't drain well. I could see that. All right, so it's been about 21 minutes since I've been on, so we're going to go ahead and start the trivia, and I'll go over how it works. So for anybody that hasn't been here and been on the trivia with us, the questions will be posted. You'll be able to read those. I will read them out loud along with the answers, just because anybody that's on a tablet or on their phone, it's hard for them to read the question and the answers because it's so small. You will need to put your answer, and you can only answer once, and you can't change your answer after you put it in, but the answers will be numbered, and you don't have to type out the answer. You would just need to put in the number, and then the program tells us at the end who got the right answer. After the game's over with, it's 20 questions. After the game's over with, it will tell me who the top 3 winners are, and then we'll go from there and see who wants what. So if everybody's ready, just a moment and we will get the ball rolling. All right, guys. The countdown has begun. Hello, Swarmstead. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're ready for some trivia. I don't know. It's like a legit game show along the River Homestead. I need me a Vanna White to model with the prizes. Yeah, you guys have to watch out for the Wickershire Project. He's smart. The last live I was in with him and he was doing trivia with us, he was rocking it. He knew all the answers. All right, first question. There's a fruit juice that can increase the potency of some medications, even causing an overdose. Which fruit juice is this? Number one, grapefruit. Number two, apple juice. Number three, orange. Number four, pineapple. You're just in time, Julie. Do, 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 do. Good job, Julie. Don't spill the coffee. And the answer was number one, grapefruit. Which vegetable became the first one to be grown in space in 1995 by NASA? Number one, broccoli. Number two, eggplant. Number three, potato. Number four, tomato. And the answer was number three, potato. I guess so, Wickershire Project. The root veggie won this one. This fruit is also known as Indian apples and was imported by warriors of Alexander the Great into Europe. What is it? Number one, mango. Number two, kiwi. Number three, tomato. Number four, plum. Swarmstead, people are Googling. And the answer was number 1, mango. Well, Swarmstead, if they Googled this one, their Googler is broken. Which features suggest that veggies and fruits are rich in various nutrients and vitamins? Number 1, soggy outside. Number 2, vibrant color. Number 3, crisp texture. Number 4, firm to the touch. And the answer is number 2, vibrant color. Yay! Which of the following cooking methods can retain most of the nutritional content in fruit or veggies? Number 1, simmering. Number 2, steaming. Number 3, grilling. Number 4, boiling. Hello, Virginia Palmer. Thanks for coming in. Swarmstead score is steaming right now. And the answer is number 2, steaming. Thankfully, you guys got it right. Wickershire Project says everybody needs to quit homesteading if you got it wrong. Because everybody said number 2. The name of which veggie means milk in Old Latin? Number 1, broccoli. Number 2, spinach. Number 3, lettuce. Number 4, kale. It may be that you're on your other channel, Virginia, or it could be that lately some of YouTube's, when they're sending out the notifications, they either send them out really late or sometimes they don't get out at all. So I'm not sure. And the answer is number 3, lettuce. What was the first vegetable to be canned in the world? Number 1, tomatoes. Number 2, peas. Number 3, carrots. Number 4, cabbage. I like Julie's process on choosing the last answer. She didn't like anything but the lettuce to choose from, so she chose lettuce. Hello, Q Kitchen and Beyond. Thanks for coming in. And the answer is number 2, peas. Maters was seen as poisonous. What is the my mouth betrayed me. What is the recommended shelf life for canned food? Number 1, 6 months. Number 2, 5 years. Number 3, 1 year. Number 4, 2 years. Along the river homestead, that's the way I felt when all my kids lived at home too. And the answer is number 4, 2 years. Right, Julie? It says recommended shelf life. I think things will, well, I know things will last longer. That's just what they recommend you to keep it for. What are the 2 types of home canning process? 1, boiling water and salt. Number 2, boiling water and pressure. Number 3, boiling water and acid. Number 4, boiling water and cold water. Good luck, daughter of Wickershire. And the answer is number 2, boiling water and pressure. If tomato sauce cans were not enameled, what would happen? The product would expire sooner, number 1. Number 2, the product would eat through the can. Number 3, the product would change colors. Number 4, the product would smell odd. I didn't know that either, Julie, until I was looking for questions for this trivia. The answer is number 2. The product would eat through the can. What is headspace in the canning process? Number 1, the amount of space between product and top of the can. Number 2, the height of the can. Number 3, the width of the can. Number 4, the amount of product placed in the can. I was wondering why it took so long for it to add this up, and I was reading, and it was because there's a lag, and the software has to allow for the lag for you guys to get your answers in. And the answer is number 1, the amount of space between product and the top of the can. Everybody knew that one. Yay! What is the second most commonly eaten vegetable in the US? Number 1, a pepper. Number 2, a cucumber. Number 3, a tomato. Number 4, iceberg lettuce. Hello, Monica. And the answer is number 3, tomato. Nothing much, Monica. Wickershire says tomatoes a fruit. It is, but the U.S. government, the Supreme Court, registers it as a vegetable. Which vegetable was the first one to be domesticated? Number 1, fava bean. Number 2, wheat. Number 3, runner bean. Number 4, rice. Yeah, we know it as a fruit, but you can look it up. The U.S. Supreme Court passed it that it is a vegetable. I think that was not on my last trivia, but the trivia before that was one of my questions. Are you learning things along the river homestead? And the answer is number 2, wheat. Ruth Hall, I have no idea what a fava bean is. Before pumpkins, what vegetable was used for jack-o'-lanterns? Number 1, cabbage. Number 2, turnips. Number 3, rutabaga. Number 4, a squash. Hello, Heritage Heart Homestead. Yeah, I didn't know wheat was a vegetable either, and I don't know that it is, but that questions and answers come from Mr. Google Pants. And the answer is number 2, turnips. Turnips were used for jack-o'-lanterns before pumpkins. We should all carve a turnip this year. Ah. What vegetable is thought to keep vampires away? Number 1, tomatoes. Number 2, cauliflower. Number 3, garlic. Number 4, carrots. And the answer is number 3, garlic. You can use the last one as a steak. What is the only food that will never rot? Number 1, honey. Number 2, meat. Number 3, flour. Number 4, vegetables. Hello, Weekend RV. Thanks for coming by. And the answer is number 1, honey. Thanks for coming in, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Have a good night. Which food gets stolen the most in the world? Number 1, vegetables. Number 2, fruit. Number 3, cheese. Number 4, meat. Okay, thanks, Indiana Backyard Gardener. You have a good night. Weekend RVing, you can type in the answer or you can just type in the number, whichever you prefer to do. And the answer is number 3, cheese. Who would have thunk it? Which food can be used as a substitute for blood plasma? Number 1, grape juice. Number 2, coconut water. Number 3, vinegar. Number 4, potatoes. Fun fact, one of April's favorite foods still is cheese. And the answer is number 2, coconut water. Which food can be used in the process to make dynamite? Number 1, melons. Number 2, potatoes. Number 3, grapes. Number 4, peanuts. Yeah, getting an IV from your kid's juicy juice. And the answer is number 4, peanuts. Good processes of choosing the answer, Julie. The staple food for more than half of the world's population is 1, potatoes. 2, corn. 3, rice. Number 4, wheat. And the answer is number 3, rice. And I believe that is our last question. And yes. So Julie is number 1. Just a moment while I get everybody jotted down. And number 2 is Allison Catlett. And number 3 is Along the River Homestead. All right. All right. Just a moment and I'll bring this down. Have a good night, Heritage Heart Homestead. Thanks for coming in. All right. So we got our winners here. So Julie, you were the top winner. So you get to choose from the book, Root Cellaring, Natural Cold Storage of Fruits and Vegetables, or Grub Terra, Black Soldier Fly Larva for chickens, or you get to choose from Purple Iris bulbs. Which do you want? You were the top winner, so you get to choose what you want first. Have a good night, Monica. Thanks for coming. Love you. Thanks for coming in, Swarmstead. Iris bulbs for you. Okay. I will jot you down for iris bulbs. Allison Catlett, what do you want? Do you want black soldier fly larva? You can feed it to Tom if you'd like, or you can have the Root Cellar natural cold storage of fruits and vegetables. You want the bugs. Okay, you know these are dried larvae, right? And they're not alive. But yeah, I can give them to you. Terra. Okay. So along the river homestead, you will be getting this book. So what I need everybody to do, I'm putting my email in here. And Julie, I need you to send me an email with your address and just say, I won the iris bulbs, and I'll mail them to you. Along the river homestead, I need you to say that you've got the book. I've got it wrote down here, but I need you to send me your mailing address. And there's my email in the chat. If you guys could just email me your mailing address. Allison, you don't have to do that. I'll get yours to you. And I will get these out. Gonna try to get these in the mail tomorrow, but I can't promise that. So by next week for sure. But I'll try to get them in the mail tomorrow. If you can get me your mailing address by 12 o'clock tomorrow, that would be great. But if you can't, I can do it next week. Bye, Growing Something with Jeff. Thanks for coming in. Kay's Kitchen just killed a bunch of those nasty vermin. Well, I thank everybody for coming and showing up for the trivia. There'll be another trivia. Probably, I'm just looking at my calendar real quick. Probably 2 weeks from now, which would be probably schedule it for the 13th of May on a Thursday, and it would be at 8 o'clock again. But I will send out, I usually have it up in plenty of time, at least a week ahead of time, to let everybody know so they can plan to be here if they'd like. And I'm not sure what the prizes will be for then, but I'll also let you know. But I hope everybody has a good night, and I'm going to jump off here, and God bless you all.